Welcome, everybody. It's a Thursday evening where I am. I don't know if it's a Thursday evening for you or a Friday morning in Australia or middle of the night in Europe. If you're awake, I hope not. But welcome to the INA Virtual Summit introduction. I wanted to take a few minutes while people get a chance to log on to their computers or phones to say happy holidays to everybody, whether you're celebrating Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or winter solstice or just having a few days off from your job. Happy holidays to you. We're very excited that the INA office is going to close for the first time for a week to give our hardworking staff a week off to relax with their families. We thought that was a great move for them. So we're looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to a few days off from my job. So that's exciting. And there's so much going on with the INA. If you look at our monthly President's Report, you can see that we have every month some wonderful webinars going on, some great educational opportunities. We have the monthly, oh gosh, what is that called? The chat that we have.
Town hall.
No, I wasn't talking about the town hall, but the chat, the monthly chat that we have. Not the chat. The Monday thing.
Oh, Mentorship Monday.
Mentorship Monday, which I really love the Mentorship Monday. I think that's so cool because you can log on anytime you want to, answer questions or get feedback or whatever. That's a great benefit. But the town halls are fabulous too. I'm going to be hosting the January town hall, so be sure you log on to that one. But there's just so much going on. And the reason that we're here tonight to bring some joy to your evening is to talk about this summit that we have coming up in March. And it was really hard for us, of course, to cancel the conference last year in 2020. Of course, we didn't have any choice but to do that with COVID. But it was really hard to do that. And of course, it was really hard figuring out what to do for 2021. And we really didn't want to move away from our spring timeframe because in the fall, there's the APNA conference, there's the Nanny Palooza conference, and we didn't want to compete with those things and other things going on in the fall. And the spring is the INA timeframe. And because the spring is still just so unsure financially and health-wise, we felt it was important to do something to continue to give not only education, but a chance to connect with each other. So we decided that the best course of action was to have a virtual conference. And there was a couple of things that we really felt strongly about as a board. And one was it had to be something different because we're all just kind of burned out from virtual learning. And we're like, it has to be something that's going to really be different and allow us to connect in new ways. And so we tasked Marcia with finding us something fabulous, which she did, and which she's going to share with you today. And the other thing is we wanted something that was inexpensive, something that people could do and it wouldn't cost them an arm and a leg. And so we came up with a price point that we thought was very affordable. And hopefully we are going to offer the scholarships that we had offered last year, oh gosh, I still have COVID brain from when I had COVID in August. You'll have to forgive me.
We're definitely working on something scholarship based for people.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, we're really trying to make it affordable so people can come. And we really want to make this something that's going to be big and wonderful. And lots of people come from all over the world can participate, and it'll be as close to an in-person conference as we can possibly make it. And so we're really, really excited about this summit. It's not a conference, it's a summit. And we thought that would be a great thing to call it, just because it's not a conference, but it's a way for us all to get together in a virtual way that's different from what we're used to. But it's educational. It's something we can all learn from. It'll have the tracks that we're used to at INA, so that we can learn if we're newborn care specialists or businesses, agencies, or if we're nannies. So we can all learn. We can also learn from the other tracks, which is really interesting. I love taking the newborn care specialist classes in addition to the nanny classes, and even some of the business classes are really interesting. And it's a way for us to connect, because frankly, one of the best parts of conference is the connection, talking with people, industry leaders, and everybody, just getting a chance to talk and mingle and meet your friends and meet new people. That's one of the best parts of the conference. So it's going to be one of the best parts of the summit. So I am at this point going to turn things over to Marcia, who was the one who went through, I can't tell you how many different platforms to try to find one that was going to be different and was going to bring us a summit to remember. So without further ado, here's Marcia Hall, our executive director.
Hi, everybody. I am really excited to be able to share with you today and kind of echo some of the things Laura said real quick, making this event different than a conference has been a challenge, finding new terms to call things, and the fact that it was 1 day instead of 3 days. We really didn't want people to, nobody wants to sit inside for 3 days. It's just hard. So making it 1 day was really important. And it's compacting the education and the networking, but I think it's going to be a really great day. Laura kind of alluded to the fact that I went to and looked at did demos for a lot of different virtual platforms, and all of them had good things and bad things and things that were like, whatever, but none of them really were what I was envisioning until I found the platform that we're going to use, VFairs. And to kind of just backtrack a little bit, when the board started talking about doing something virtual, everybody's burnt out on it, but we had one board member who was particularly like, everyone is burnt out. Nobody wants virtual. So Rachel Lubin actually is on today because she was my person that I had to convince. So when I found VFairs and I found this virtual option, and it was kind of what I had envisioned for this summit, I knew that Rachel was the person that I was going to need to convince that we could make this work. And so I asked her to be here today so that she can just briefly kind of share, where she was coming from in being concerned about virtual events, and then what she kind of thought after I showed her what I showed her. Rachel, will you share with us real quick?
Sure, absolutely. Thanks for having me on tonight. Yes, when we as a board started discussing what we were going to do with the conference issue, with what was going to happen in the spring, and how we could provide really good value and education to our members, everyone really seemed happy and on board with a virtual event. And I said no. And I said, however this goes, I'm going to vote no, just so you're aware. I will be outvoted, I'm sure, but this is not something that I would do on my own time. I'm really tired of being on Zoom as a nanny. I'm not on the computer all day at work. So to come home or to be on the computer all weekend long, it's just kind of exhausting for me. It's not something that I wanted to do. So in order to do that, I said, we have to have something that feels as close to conference as possible, as close to being together with all of our INA friends as possible. And I didn't think it was going to happen. I mean, I thought it would just be kind of a regular Zoom style event. And so Marcia said, wait, let's see what we can find. And then you found a really great platform and you asked me to test it out with you, and I did. And about 10 minutes into our 20-minute test, I was pretty convinced. It is just so lifelike. It gives you the kind of ambiance of being at an event in person as much as you possibly can from the comfort of your own living room. And I loved that there were things like, you know, you're going to talk about like the information desk for people who are new that you can go to, and the rooms that you're in kind of look like you're sitting in an auditorium. It looks like you're sitting at a presentation. So it's not just like this, like looking at your screen like this with all these faces. It feels a bit more authentic to being at a professional event. And I think what is exciting for me that we haven't even really touched on is that our price point and this platform allows people from all over the world to come together in a way that maybe wasn't possible before. It allows people, you know, who couldn't afford to come to be there in person or to watch the recordings as they please. And it allows people who don't have a lot of experience with the IMA to get a little bit of taste of what our usual annual event is like at a price point that's affordable, a time frame that I think is going to be good for most people. And so that's what I'm really excited about, is potentially, you know, exposing a lot of people to INA and to the great things about INA, whereas they wouldn't usually be able to do that.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that, Rachel. And I am actually going to, with that, I'm going to actually share my screen because I want you guys to be able to actually see, I want you to actually be able to see some of it, some of what I shared with Rachel. Can you guys see my screen now?
Yes.
All right. To just present this. So, okay, so just kind of what to expect out of this. I want you guys to kind of come knowing something about what you're going to see. We talked a little bit about the decision process, about VFairs, and we'll have some more information as that comes along. But to start out, let's look at the exterior. So the exterior of the building, these are templates. I don't know if this is the template that we're going to choose or not, but we will choose a template from what VFairs has. And when you go and you log in, this is what you'll see. You'll click on over here and it will kind of zoom you inside. And then once you get inside, you're going to see the lobby. And the lobby is going to have some different interesting things. It'll have all of these different rooms, the exhibit hall, the lounge, the auditorium, and the info booth. Again, this is just a template. I don't know if this is what our lobby will end up looking like. We're going to start personalizing things in January. But to give you guys an idea of what's possible, this may be what it looks like personalized. You'll see these avatars standing or walking around. They're sort of generic avatars. They don't represent anyone particularly at the conference, but they give that virtual feel, that virtual reality feel. You'll also notice these banners, which are blank, of course, in this template, but those are actually going to be for our sponsors. So if we have a premier sponsor, they'll go there, and some of our other sponsors will go there. Again, whatever our template ends up looking like, our sponsors will all be represented in our lobby, which will be really nice. You'll see these big banners. And then if you want to click, you'll go click to the info booth, which Rachel alluded to. Oh, this is another example. Sorry, I wanted to show you guys a different example of what that might look like. This is a different lobby that we could choose from. So there's 12, I think, lobbies we're going to choose from. We'll figure out what that is, and we'll introduce that to you before the event starts too, just so you guys have an idea. But so this is an example of what our information table might look like. At this table, you can click to chat either face-to-face or via text chat kind of with Julie and I. We would love to be able to afford a personalized avatar. That's one thing that we can add to our package if we end up having like a really great response of people attending in that. But right now we're just going to have a general avatar that doesn't exactly look like Julie and I, but we will be there throughout the entire day. If you have questions about the sessions, if you have questions about how to do something, not only are we there, but VFairs actually will have someone on hand to be able to instantly chat with as well. So again, like you can see, you'll get live chat with technical rep. You could call the help desk, or there's also the option to talk to Julie and I. So the next room that you can look at is the exhibit hall. And once again, this is just a template of what is possible. We may choose a different template, but as you can see, you'll actually see each booth, and vendors or sponsors, whichever they are going to be able to select the style of their booth from a group of templates, and then they can create it however they want. So they'll put their own images there, their own videos there, make it how they want. So that's really exciting. And when you click on a booth, you'll actually, oops, sorry, I went too far. You'll actually get close up, and then what will happen is it will pop open this bar that you can actually see the description of the vendor, if the vendor has documents, if they have videos, you can look through there. And then there's another really interesting thing. You can't really see it on this image, but if they have documents that you want to save, you can actually save them to what they're calling like a virtual, what do they call it? A virtual, you basically save them, and then those documents will all be emailed to you. So you can go to all the different vendors, see what they have to offer, save their documents, but then you also have the option to talk with them. So when you go to a vendor booth, this little thing will pop up too, and it will tell you who is in that booth right now, whether or not they are somebody who's running that booth, or if they're another person visiting, and you can choose to talk to them via text, just like in the info booth, via text or face-to-face. Vendors will have the option to reach out to conference attendees too through the virtual chat. So there's a lot of options there, and very visual and really user-friendly for the exhibitors booth. The next room that we're going to visit is the auditorium. Like Rachel said, it has a look of feeling like you're in an auditorium looking at things. Again, you've got some options for some of our higher sponsors maybe listed there. And then when you click on, what will happen is you'll click on the screen at the front, and what will pop up is the options for our breakout sessions during that time, and you can choose to join whatever you want. There'll be different options during that time, and you can choose to join them. So that's kind of how the auditorium looks like. It'll be, again, it's visually appealing here, but when you click on it, then you get to choose one of our 3 tracks during that period of time. The next room we're going to look at is the really, really fun one. I know everyone is looking forward to the network lounge. This is something I think when I looked at different options, I really, really wanted an option for some kind of network lounge, whether it was visual or not. I wanted a chance for people to be able to connect with each other, because that's what we all miss, right? This one is really cool in that, again, you go to the room and you see people sitting around. This is one of the template options. But then you have these options over here to the right that you can either mute with the community, and there'll be different options for us, but this is just an example of one of the companies that they had used. So you'll click on, meet up with the community, and just like you did in the exhibitor table, you'll have a pop-up here that tells you who else is in the network room right now. And so if Rachel's there and I say, hey, I want to talk to Rachel real quick, I can click on Rachel. And what will happen is I'll have the option if I want to do a face-to-face, or if I want to do a chat with her. And then Rachel will have the option if she wants to talk to me. If she doesn't want to talk to me, she can say, nope, I don't want to talk to her right now. So you're not just popping into someone's screen without warning and that kind of stuff. There is also an option to do group chat rooms. Those are not face-to-face. Those are just text chat rooms. But then if you want the private ones, you can do text, or you could just do audio, or you could do video. If you just want to be in your PJs all day and you don't want to be on video, but you want to talk with someone, you can do that too. So there's a lot of different options for that. So the last thing that I wanted to just tell you about is an option that, again, we are hoping that if we have some really great registration numbers that we can add to this, we wanted to keep the cost low. That was a really, really important thing that we wanted this year. We wanted to keep the cost low. So we didn't initially add on some of these other options because we want that cost to be low. However, budgeting wise, if we have a good number of attendees, more than we had expected, these are some things that we can add to make it a little bit more exciting. So games. One of the options for games are this thing called this leaderboard, where we assign a point system to different activities. Like if you sign up before the end of the early bird, you might earn some points for that. When you're there and you visit a vendor, you can earn points for that. Or if you talk to someone in the network lounge, you can earn points for that. Or if you attend one of our breakout sessions live instead of just listening to the recording, you can earn points for that. And so the more points you get, the higher you go on the leading board. And then we can also assign prizes for the people that are in those top spots. So that's just kind of a fun way to get you guys involved, to get you talking to people. Competition, some people really love competition. So that's just another fun way to do that. Another one of the games that is an option is called a scavenger hunt. So this is, we would basically plant little things all around the summit, the images, and you would have a list of things to find. So this is kind of a way to get you exploring the images, the virtual experience that we have for you. And again, you could earn prizes for the things that you find. So that's kind of my spiel for you. That's what I have for you. Do you have any questions out there? I know that Rachel has been, oh my gosh, I can't seem to figure out how to take myself off this and stop sharing. Go ahead. Are there any questions out there while I try to figure out how to stop sharing the screen?
I haven't seen any questions so far.
Okay. Do you guys have any questions? I mean, going through all that, is there anything? I know that I wanted to make sure that people were aware. When we say, we've talked about it a little bit, Rachel, being kind of virtual reality like, and that is the best way to describe it. Like, I mean, it's kind of what was in my mind when I saw this. Is like, wow, that is really, but I don't play video games and you don't play video games, Rachel. So when we say that, it's not like you're playing a video game. You don't get your own avatar and you're walking around. The avatars that are there are just kind of general. They're just to give you the feel of other people being there. So we just want to make sure that's clear, but then you can talk to people face to face if you want to. So
from my perspective, it's just really user friendly.
Yeah.
And it's different. So it doesn't look like a Zoom call, which we're all kind of sick of, to be honest. And it's super user friendly. I mean, I call myself a Luddite because you know me, Marcia, and I don't, I'm not comfortable using a lot of technology, but this is so super easy and it's fun. Like, it's very intuitive how to use it. And it's fun. You look like you're walking into, a conference, and you look like you're walking into an auditorium, and you look like, it's intuitive. You want to talk to somebody, you click on their name. I mean, it's not hard, which is exciting for me, because I have a hard time with that kind of stuff. So for me, that's great.
I think one of the best things about doing it this way, and one of the things that I've really grown to really appreciate about how we're doing this is that we can watch all of the sessions over time, right? When you are at our annual event, then you can only attend one thing in person. And here, I'm sure you're going to go over the details. Like, the most amazing thing is that you can, like, the bang for your buck is impeccable. Yeah. So I'm really excited that we were able to get a low cost, and that there's even some more options than you would have at an in-person event for us.
Yeah, so thank you for saying that. Yeah, I have up here the cost. Basically, it's $89 if you're an IMA member, as long as you register by February 15th, 2021. $155 for non-members. So if you are in the childcare professional category, it's definitely a benefit to become a member and then get that discount. If you're already a member, you get the discount. And then after that, the price goes up a little bit. Like Rachel said, our breakout sessions, there's 3 sessions for each track. So a nanny, an NCS, and a business. And unlike in a in-person conference, you can actually go to, well, you can go to any of them. We always have that. That's always part of our conferences. You can go to any of them. But in this case, they're all recorded. So afterwards, for 2 weeks, you're going to have access to all 9 of those sessions. So if you are a nanny and you're like, I kind of want to know a little bit about that NCS thing, or if you're a nanny and you know, have been thinking about starting your own agency, or if you're a business and you just really want to, you know, be able to help your nannies a little bit more, and NCS is a little bit more, though, that will be really great for you to be able to do that. So we've got those 9 sessions, and then what we're going to do is we're actually going to offer, because the day is only so long, we really wanted to be able to offer 4 sessions, but we don't want it back to back to back to back. So we're offering this bonus session for people who want a little bit more. And for most of the tracks, it's going to be one of the speakers for the 3 sessions giving another bonus, like maybe a little bit more information or like a slightly different topic. So if you want to purchase that, you can do that for $25 for INA members. And then if you are like, I just don't think I'm gonna be able to watch all this in 2 weeks, which most of us, you know, unless you're buckling down and really going to do it, it'd be hard to do. So if you want to purchase a little bit more access, we have to pay for the longer access too. So we're so it's just $35 and $55 for members. But if you want everything, it's that $89 plus the $49. So we've given you a little bit of discount if you purchase both add-ons, both the extended access and the additional bonus workshop. So speakers, I know everybody's like, who's speaking? We are working on speakers, and we do have some confirmed, but we are going to announce those in January, because quite honestly, I don't have enough time to get it together before the holidays. And there's a couple more speakers that we're working on. So this has been sort of like a flash sale. We tagged a few of our speakers that were lined up to speak in 2020. Mostly those that are sort of outside of our industry, because we really want you to have some dynamic speakers for this, people that you wouldn't see on a webinar somewhere or something like that, something that is really, really dynamic. So
I wanted to point out with speakers that we're not going to announce them obviously until January, but we are working hard to get speakers as much as possible who are outside of the U.S. And who are diverse in all sorts of different ways. So we're looking to really have a unique pool of speakers. I think you're going to be really excited when you see the lineup.
Yeah.
I think it hit me coming home from work today, actually, kind of preparing for this call, that even though it's online and through the computer, and you can't, you know, have the exact same experience as an in-person event, like having all of our INA friends together at the same place at the same time, like I think it just hit me that is going to happen after all of this year, after all of the cancellations, after, you know, never being at the same place at the same time, the same Zoom room as all your friends. Like this can happen. Like we can see all of our friends at one time and talk to them and share education. And in the schedule, if you look at the website, if on the schedule, there's plenty of time to talk to your, you know, the same people that you see usually at conference or usually at INA events. And so I think that like really kind of got me excited about, you know, all, you know, seeing old friends and meeting new friends on one day at the same time. And hopefully as many people as possible can make the live event. I think it'll just create a really, really warm feeling after such a dreary year.
Yeah. I'm excited about it too. So I hope everybody else is. And I hope that if you guys end up having questions, you can always email me at info@nanny.org. I encourage you to look up the landing page. We'll put it in the link in that too, but it's INA Summit / let me look really quick. I'm just gonna get it. Sorry.
You can probably put it in the comments too, right?
Yeah,
Yes, it'll be in the comments.
INASummit.VFairs.com. So I really hope that you guys take a look at that, take a look at the information, ask questions via email or on under this, you know, comment. It'll be here for a while. This video will be here for a while, and Always happy to answer questions. Excited to share some more information as it gets personalized in that.
And as we wrap up, I just want to say, everyone be safe. I know COVID's really hitting hard right now, and I have a soft spot for that. So please, everybody, be safe. And safety was one of the things that went into this whole decision to do it this way, because we really care about our members and the whole community. Whether you're a member or not, we care about you and your safety. So please take care of yourself and your loved ones, and we will get through all this. And we're excited to see you at the summit in March. And I hope you have a wonderful holiday season.
Thanks, everybody.